l'avenir de l'Afrique. Macky Sall, un leader pour nous à l'ONU, il porte la voix de l'espoir. Macky ONU, l'émission qui compte, soyez là, c'est important. Comité international de soutien, on est ensemble pour une Afrique forte, pour un monde meilleur. Samedi à 16h, ne manquez pas. Macky ONU, rejoignez-nous.
Salam, salam. J'espère que vous allez bien. Donc là, on va démarrer notre émission avec notre cher camarade et frère Zacaria Coulibaly. Donc Zacaria, dañ lay dalal ak jàmm ak salaam rek comme ça ñu mën a waxtaan ak yow tey ci plusieurs langues macha allah un polyglotte yi nga xamante ne dinañ ko mën a partager ak yéen naka la gisee candidature président Macky Sall quels sont les avantages ak atu yëpp ak peut-être quelques pièges yi nga xamante ne avant muy dem di présenter mun nañ ko éviter. Zacaria yow lan nga gis ci président Macky Sall ci candidature bi nga xamante ne waxuma rek dëkkam sax parce que dëkkam kii ñu ko mais àddina moo ko choisir pour tey mu représenter Afrique nga naka nga ñu ko mën a faram-fàcceel lan nga gis ba nga xamante ne tey jii loolu mooy atu président Macky Sall après bu ñu paree ñu ñëw ci li nga xamante ne yaakaar nga ne war nañ ko mën a éviter pour que candidature am bi gën a ñoŋ candidature am bi nga xamante ne du am benn gàkk-gàkk du am benn tâche boo ñu ko mënee faram-fàccelee ci soninke bu ñu paree nga defal ñu ko ci soit français wala olof rek ak anglais bi tamit wax dëgg yàlla ñii ciy kontaan rek comme ni ma ko wax Sénégal nii la langue yi bëri nañu moo tax lu nekk dañ koy partager.
As I said in Wolof and Saraxule Soninke, my name is Zacaria, the former head of Senegalese Economic Office in Canada since 2013 from 2013 to 2024. I would first like to congratulate and encourage you and the excellence work you and Mata are doing on social media. Our discussion will focus on President Macky Sall's candidacy for the position of UN Secretary General. Thank you. Supporting the candidacy of Macky Sall for the position of Secretary General of the United Nations can rest on several strong political, diplomatic, and symbolic arguments. Leadership experience and stability. Macky Sall led Senegal for over a decade in a frequently unstable regional and global context. Senegal remained relatively politically stable in West Africa, reinforcing his image as a leader capable of managing complex balances and essential skill for UN Secretary General. He has held significant roles in the global stage, notably as chair of the African Union. This allowed him to build a broad diplomatic network and take part in negotiation in major global issues such as security, climate, debt, and development. His candidacy would represent a strong African and global South leadership at the UN at a time of shifting global power dynamics. Many argue that an African leaders could better advocate for the priorities of developing countries. During his presidency, he was involved in key issues such as climate change, mitigation and adaptation, development financing for Africa, for example, for reform of global economic governance. These are central priorities on the UN agendas. Sometimes as I said in Wolof and in Soninke, Senegal has often played a mediation roles in West Africa. Macky is seen as a consensus builder, capable of dialogue and compromise, critical qualities for UN Secretary General who must navigate tensions among major powers. You know? He has a solid understanding of public institutions and governance mechanism, which is essential for managing a complex organization like the United Nations. As I said in Soninke, because I'm Soninke from Bakel, in south of Senegal, and in Wolof, if the current administration fails to meet the expectation of Senegalese people and instead turns to a campaign of vilification against Macky Sall, it will ultimately be a futile effort. Attempts to distract public opinion through manipulation or political rhetoric are unlikely to succeed in the long run, as citizens are increasingly aware of the broader states of capable of forming independent judgments. Macky Sall remains a statesman whose experience, leadership, and international standing position him as a credible candidate to lead the United Nations. Over the course of his tenures, he has demonstrated an ability to navigate complex political environments, foster dialogues, and engage constructively with global partners. These qualities are essential for the role of Secretary General, which requires not only diplomatic skill, but also the capacity to build consensus across diverse regions and interests. Beyond his individual qualification, his potential appointment would also carry significant symbolic and strategic importance. As a representative of Senegal and more broadly of the African continent, his leadership at the UN would help amplify the voice of Africa in global decision making. At a time when issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and sustainable development disproportionality affect developing regions. Having a leader who understands these challenges first rank will be a major asset. For many Africans, such a development would be a source of pride. It would highlight the growing influence of the continent on the international stage and international stage.
Ouais, bro, tu peux développer. Voilà, tu donnes ton point de vue, comme je t'ai dit, la question que je t'ai posée. Après, c'est ton émission, c'est toi qui développes.
To reinforce the idea that African leadership can contribute meaningfully to solving global problems. In this sense, supporting Macky Sall is not only about backing an individual, but also about affirming a vision of stronger representation, dignity, and ambition to African within the international community. That said, a persuasive case is always strengthened by focusing on verifiable achievements and forward-looking proposals rather than dismissing all criticism outright, grounding the argument in concrete results and a clear vision for the UN's future will make the support more compelling and credible. This is why all the African people should I said should should support Macky Sall candidacy for the United Nation. Thank you. As I said in Sarakhole, in Soninke, and Wolof and French, for candidacy like that of Macky Sall for the position of Secretary General of the United Nations to have a real chance of success. It is critical to avoid a number of common pitfalls, often more decisive than the argument in favor of the candidate. First of all, a campaign perceived as too national or partisan. Yeah. The UN Secretary General is not a representative of any single country, but a global arbiter. If the candidacy appears too closely tied to Senegal domestic politicals or internal rivalries in Senegal, it may raise concern among member states. The campaign must instead project independence and universality. The second point, I think, downplaying domestic controversies, governance oppositions, ends of term tensions can undermine credibility. Major powers and international non-governmental organization scrutinize these issues closely. It is more effective to acknowledge them and demonstrate lesson learning or improvement made. The second point, in my opinion, the appointments largely depends on the 5 permanent members, United States, etc. I think I said it lastly. I think this is the advice I have to give him. But I know Macky Sall is a smart person. He's a smart man. His staff work hard around him, and I believe he will get the right skills to convince a lot of people in the United Nations to be the Secretary General of this organization. I believe it. Yes. Thank you. I would like to thank the audience and the panel organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak about a man I hold in high esteem, Macky Sall, who entrusted me with responsibilities from 2013 until the end of his time in office. Yeah. I'm deeply grateful for that confidence and the experience it allowed me to gain. Beyond my personal connection, I believe he embodies the leadership experience and sense of responsibility required to serve at the highest international level. His commitment to dialogue, stability, and development has left us lasting mark, not only in Senegal, but also in the broader global stage. It is therefore my sincere hope that he may have the opportunity to serve as Secretary General of the United Nations. Where his experience and vision could contribute meaningfully and addressing today's global challenges. Thank you once again for this opportunity. Thank you, my sister, and Matar from Allemagne.
jërëjëf notre frère Zacaria ñu kontaan vraiment di la dalal kontaan tasantewaat ak yow ndax yàgg nañoo vraiment ak yow ci diaspora bi ñu gis ngay def liggéey bu baax te fépp fu ñu la ci woo nag nga wuy ci wax dëgg yàlla doo tànkam lu dara. Merci beaucoup pour ton temps, merci pour l'énergie et c'était vraiment super intéressant.
L'avenir de l'Afrique, Macky Sall, un leader pour nous à l'ONU, il porte la voix de l'espoir. Macky ONU, l'émission qui compte, soyez là, c'est important. Comité international de soutien, on est ensemble pour une Afrique forte, pour